I have two questions, but the second one was following the meditation, so I figured I'd go with that one first. Sometimes when I meditate, I get really tired, and it seems almost just like, okay, now I want to take a nap. And that seems kind of counterintuitive, I guess, to why you would be meditating. So I'm kind of wondering what that's about.
Well, there's a difference between napping and meditating, and the difference is different benefits.
I don't fall asleep, I just feel really tired.
When you quiet your mind and stop resistance, usually the opposite happens. You usually find yourself somewhere between satisfaction and feeling really frisky. It depends upon how much momentum you've allowed. But if you're feeling tired, then you may be meditating to try to overcome resistance, and you may be taking the resistance into the meditation, and you may be focused upon what you're trying to get rid of during meditation. You see what we're getting at?
Yeah, I've been kind of focusing on the feeling, like what it feels like to feel the energy of, the universe and positivity, and I kind of get this tingling in my body, and it feels really good.
Those are all indications of alignment if you're getting those kind of sensations. If you meditate earlier in the day, it's better for a number of reasons. Usually you're more rested, and usually there's less resistance the earlier in the day. Sort of like early flights, there's fewer dominoes. So the earlier the flight, the more probability your flight's going to be on time. The later the flight, and the more things of the day could maybe interfere with your flight. It's kind of like that. The earlier in the day you meditate, the less resistance that you introduce into the equation.
Okay, and I generally do that. I get up and brush my teeth and that kind of thing, but then I meditate and get on with my day, try to take a walk.
How long are you meditating?
I set my timer for 18 minutes.
That's a good time.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll be kind of done. I feel sort of done before then, and I'll look at my alarm and it'll be 16 minutes have gone by or something like that.
It's important to realize that the subject of meditation is kind of an awkward subject for most humans anyway. It's becoming more and more popular, but it's sort of a weird thing. And the reason that most people feel resistance to it is because you have trained your mind, your awake mind, to be interactive and responsive. You've not trained it to be quiet, and so it is unnatural seeming to you to be awake and alert and to not be focused upon things where momentum is gathering. So most humans would rather feel negative emotion than no emotion, because in the negative emotion they feel like they're getting something done, and in the no emotion they feel like they're not getting anything done. So these are some of those beliefs that you've brought along the way that might be hindering you just a little bit. But when you realize that there is enormous advantage to quieting your mind, because it puts you in direct concert with everything that's in your vortex and with all of the fairies of the universe that are in there gathering the cooperative components. And so you might in advance say things to yourself to sort of prime your pump that I'm really looking forward to quieting my mind, because there is great benefit in me lowering resistant energies in order to allow the rising of my compatible cooperative component energies, and wonderful things are going to come from this. Also, the way we mean meditation, we want this meditation for you because we want for you connection to who you are. We want meditation for you because we want receiving mode for you, period. Now, receiving mode for you means whatever you are vibrationally ready for, but most humans want to skip ahead. When we demonstrate turning vibrations to thoughts and thoughts to things, and then out here is the manifested edge, where the car is in the garage and the lover's in the bed and the money's in the bank and all that manifestation that you want. Most people want to go right from there to over there now. They have no patience or enthusiasm for the journey along the way, and yet the journey is the delicious part of all of this. Most people meditate and they want source energy to boom into their mind and tell them exactly what to do about everything that matters to them. And when that doesn't happen that first day, they think, I'm not good at this, or this doesn't work, or something's wrong with this. And so we want you to understand that what meditation is the beginning of the allowing of the connection, which will lead to everything.
It always feels good. Yeah, I'm happy that I've, done it for, it's about a year and a half that I'm really consistent with it, and it makes a difference.
But we're answering your question, and your question was, why do I feel like I want to go to sleep?
Right, yeah, sometimes.
And the reason you feel like you want to go to sleep is because you're not in full concert with source energy, or you wouldn't feel like you want to go to sleep. When you're fully in concert, you would be in the receiving mode, and there would be a feeling of anticipation, not a feeling of boredom. We're just wanting you to reach for, maybe pre-pave it a little bit. This is going to be a good segment. I'm going to quiet my mind, and I'm going to feel really good, and I'm going to connect with source, and I'm going to get a sense of what source is thinking about what I'm about, and then relish in the ideas that flow.
Okay.
When your life causes you to ask for something, it doesn't even have to be something that you can articulate. It just has to be something that you know you want. When life causes you to know what you don't want, in that same moment life causes you to know what you do want, and other way around too. So when you know what you want, you emanate a vibration, and that vibration begins the attraction process. But there's a part of this that we think is really worthwhile emphasizing with you, and that is, you launch your rocket, and the non-physical part of you, who remains non-physically focused, it's the soul or source of you, your inner being is what we call that part of you, follows that rocket, focuses on it with no detraction or deviation from it, and holds the vibrational frequency of it. So the attraction toward your desire really is primarily happening because you gave it birth, because life helped you to do that, and then your inner being held steady on the subject of your desire. So all unseen and seen cooperative components are drawn to that desire that you gave birth to, that your inner being is tending to. All of the cooperative components are coming to it. It's just what the nature of this universe is. It's what law of attraction does. But the question that we really want to put to you, we want you to think about this all day, every day. Are you, in your physical human form, one of the cooperative components to your own desire? And the answer to that is usually no. The answer to that is usually, especially in the beginning, no, because I want it, because I don't want this, and what I don't want is more active in my vibration. So when you give birth to most desires, you're not a vibrational match to your desire, but your inner being is. That's the promise your inner being made with you when the part of you came into this physical body, and the part that is your inner being remained in non-physical form. You said to each other, you said, I'll go stir it up and I'll come up with new ideas. And your inner being says, and I'll hold steady to every new desire that you give birth to until you find a way of being a vibrational match to it. And you said, that won't be any problem whatsoever, because it will feel good when I think about what I want, and it will feel bad when I think in opposition. And so we all shook hands, and off you went, and you have not been keeping your promise very well. Oh, you're keeping a lot of it. You're stirring it up, and you're living the contrast, and you're giving birth to lots of desires, and those desires are active and alive and real. In fact, they're so real that we call them, they're in a vibrational reality, and that vibrational reality is so real we've given it the name the vortex. It's this vibrational reality where all of your desires, including your inner being, are, and where law of attraction is gathering all of the cooperative components. So what a good basis and beginning. What a big thing your creations are, whether you come along for the ride or not. And when you're coming along for the ride, or even turned in the direction of your desires, you feel wonderful. And when you're not so good. And that really is how creation is. We are eager to talk with you about whatever matters to you. And it is our desire today that you can come to a clearer understanding of how this all works, so that you can work with the laws of the universe so that you can work in concert with your inner being who holds your desires so dearly and so steadily. Most of all, because life is supposed to feel good to you. You're supposed to be having a really good time. And when you are moving in the direction of your own creation, that's where satisfaction comes from. In fact, that's the only place that satisfaction comes from. When you are in sync with your inner being, you feel great. And when you are pulling in opposition, you don't feel so good. And that's why we're wanting to turn your attention toward the idea of satisfaction. When you move in the direction, in other words, when you say, I would like a new house, and your inner being says, we would like a new house, and the entire universe says, how can we help? And law of attraction says, we'll gather all of the cooperative components. And you say, I would like it to look like this. I would like it to feel like this. When I live in it, I would like to feel like this. So much information is contained in that brief statement because you've lived in a lot of houses and you've lived a lot of knowing what you don't want and knowing what you do want. And so without you giving too much time or really attention to this subject, off you go. The new house is underway. In fact, it has been for quite a while. So then you complain about the house you've got because you want to justify the new house, and in doing so you're not in the receiving mode, so nothing moves forward as far as you are concerned. You're sort of stalled out right away. But then let's say you decide you're going to meditate. You do it every day for 15 or 20 minutes. You quiet your mind, you stop all thoughts, so you stop all resistant thought, and as you meditate your vibration rises, and as your vibration rises you become vibrationally equivalent with your inner being and your inner being's knowledge about your new house. And now you are in vibration alignment with your own desire. Now ideas begin to flow to you because you're in the receiving mode of what your inner being knows about this. And you find yourself collecting data. You're in the right place at the right time. Things just start falling into place for you. Ideas start flowing. And when they do, because you were in the receiving mode, it gives you life. It's life-giving to you. You feel exhilaration about it. It feels really good to you. While you're in the receiving mode and those ideas are streaming to you, you don't maybe realize it, but your vibrations are turning to thoughts, and your thoughts are turning to things, and you're standing on the brink, on the brink, on the brink, on the brink of the next and the next and the next and the next and the next. And that's all that is required for your new house to become a reality. Now you may be thinking, what about the money? And your inner being is thinking, already got that covered. And then you're thinking, I don't see how that is. And then your inner being says, you don't need to see it, just know it. And you say, I need to see it to believe it. And your inner being says, that's your problem. You got to believe it and then you'll see it. And then you say, well, show me something. And your inner being says, now you're in doubt. This time is done. Now you're discouraged because you're living in that crappy house. Got yourself all jacked up about a new house, and now can't even imagine being there. In fact, you're so disappointed that everything about your house is annoying you. Television isn't working today, and neither is the air conditioning. In other words, one thing after another. So you sort of get the sense of what we're talking about. What we're asking of you is to accept some things that, as physical humans who have been translating through your physical senses, who are accustomed to facing reality, it's not an easy thing for us to ask you to face your vibrational reality, to try to find the satisfaction of a reality that is in the making rather than a reality that is already made. And we also want you to hear that it's your attention to the reality that is already manifested that keeps you from allowing the reality that is in the making to come into your experience. So you kind of got the hang of that, didn't you? You understand about law of attraction, but do you know that you create your own reality? Do you? We think you do. Do you know that law of attraction is always working? It's responding to whatever your thoughts are. We think you do. Do you think you have control of your thoughts? We don't think that you think you've got control of your thoughts. And the only reason is because you're more observant than you are carrying about feeling satisfied.